Relationships that build wealth, create opportunities, the right solutions. That's what we do at J&N Fund Managers.
We're in pursuit of your financial security.
Portfolio and investment management services for individuals and corporate clients, from wealth building and risk management to preparing for a comfortable retirement. Strong, stable, secure.
We're in pursuit of your success.
Let's talk. J&N Fund Managers, your safer, smarter financial partner.
It's that time of the morning. And it's a Tuesday morning and time for our friends from J&N Fund Managers and for the program Your Goals Realized. Haley is here. She's flying solo today. Hi, Haley. How you doing?
Hi, Nadine. How are you?
I am good.
Morning.
And what's new in the world of investing?
Well, Nadine, before I begin, good morning to the Love 101 family. Now, Nadine, there's always something new happening in the world of investing. New products, new services, new strategies. But there are two constant factors that we at J&N Fund Managers focus on. That's security and performance. We know that the focus of our clients and majority of investors. So persons want to know that their funds are as safe as they can be and that their portfolios are performing to their maximum.
Okay, and are those reasonable expectations? You know, there are so many options for investing, so many schools of thought, and the market is often very unpredictable. So
that's so true, Nadine, and we really can't predict the future. However, we can work with the knowledge and the tools that we have at our disposal and make the best decisions possible for our investments. We have to know what our goals are. Then we have to determine the best path that's possible to achieve these goals. And then we monitor our portfolio, adjusting at intervals to make sure that we remain on track. Okay. Of course, it helps when you're working with an attentive financial advisor.
All right. So in keeping with that line of thinking, Haley, what will we be doing today?
Well, as you know, for the past few programs, Nadine, we have been speaking about mutual funds, and we'll continue this morning. Now, one of the recommendations we've always made for persons is to understand their investments and to choose a financial advisor who speaks their language, who is attentive, and who is accessible to them. Well, part of really being accessible to them means communicating as often as needed and clearly.
In their language.
That's correct. So you, the investor, must understand what is happening every step of the way.
Right.
And with each type of investment comes different terms, which it is helpful for you to understand. And from experience, sometimes we hear words or phrases which we assume we understand. But if we're able to explain it, we stumble. So that's when we realize that we are not as clear as we thought on what they would mean.
All right. And that happens in so many areas, Haley.
That's
not
right.
just in investing. We may get a medicated cream and it says apply, don't rub. And that's when you stop and think. Or, you know, you're cooking and you're told to broil something and we have to pause to think
what we should be doing.
Right, yes.
Right. So there you go, Nadine. So it would help if we understood the terms, even some of them. Well, this morning we want to look at some of the terms used in conversations regarding mutual funds. Now, in previous programs, I had given a definition of what mutual funds are. But for those of us who weren't listening or who may have forgotten, we're going to recap. So a mutual fund is an investment vehicle that is made up of a pool of funds collected from many investors for the purpose of investing in securities such as bonds, stocks, money market instruments, or similar assets. Now, mutual funds are operated by money managers such as JNFM, who invest in the fund's capital and attempt to produce capital gains and income for the fund's investors. A mutual fund's portfolio is structured and maintained to match the investment objectives as stated in its offering memorandum or offering circulars. One of the main advantages of a mutual fund is that they give small investors access to professionally managed, diversified portfolios of equities, bonds, and other securities, which would be quite difficult, sometimes if not impossible, to create with a small amount of capital. Each shareholder participates proportionally in the gain or loss of the fund. Mutual fund units or shares are issued and can typically be purchased or redeemed as needed at the fund's current net asset value, or NAV, and that's another word we're going to,
Yes.
per share, which is sometimes expressed as NAVPS, NAVPS. So what is a NAV? Your net asset value is the value of a fund's asset less the value of its liabilities per unit. The NAV per share is computed once a day based on the closing market prices of the securities in the fund's portfolio. All mutual funds buy and sell orders are processed at the NAV at the trade date. However, investors must wait until the following day to get the trade price. Mutual funds virtually pay out all of their income and capital gains, and that's another word we're going to go into. And as a result, the changes in NAV are not the best gauge of mutual fund performance, which is best measured by an annual total return. Now, a capital gain is an increase in the value of a capital asset, as an investment or real estate, that gives it a higher worth than the purchase price.
Okay.
The gain is not realized until the asset is sold. A capital gain may be a short term, maybe a 1 year or less, or long term, maybe more than 1 year. Capital loss, now remember you have loss and gain, is incurred when there's a decrease in the capital asset value compared to an asset purchase price. We had mentioned the word redemption before, and redemption is a return of an investor's principal on a fixed income security, such as a preferred stock or bond, or the sale of units in a mutual fund. A redemption occurs in a fixed income security at par or at premium price upon maturity or cancellation by the issuer. Redemptions occur with mutual funds at the choice of the investor. However, limitations by the issuer may exist, such as minimum holding periods. Now, I've gone into some other terms which other programs will get into.
Okay.
But one last one, though.
Speaking
redemption fee, right? A redemption fee is a fee collected by an investment company from traders practicing mutual fund timing. Now, this stiff penalty is used to discourage short-term in and out trading. So you have persons who will jump in today and want to jump in tomorrow. So you'll have the redemption fee, which will discourage this practice of mutual fund shares. Now, generally, the fee is an effect for a holding period for 30 days from a year, but it can be in place for longer periods. So those are some of the topics, or the terms today. We'll go into others in future
And there'll
programs.
be more. Okay,
That's
and when
right.
we finish, we can graduate.
Head of the class.
All
Move
right.
to the head of the class.
So can I purchase mutual funds then, even if I don't fully remember the meanings of the terms?
Of course, Nadine, without a doubt. Remember, it is a duty of your financial advisor to speak in the
guide.
language, that's right, in
Okay.
the language that you speak in, to ensure that he or she has found a way to make certain that you fully understand
Okay.
what she's saying and that you're comfortable with what you are doing.
Okay.
However, more and more persons want to educate themselves about whatever they're doing. They go to the doctor and they want to know what the doctor has told them, so they start looking it up.
They go
Let
to
myself
Mr.
start
G.
self-diagnosing.
Yes.
They're buying a car, so they look at the things about the car that should guide their decision. So investing funds should be no different. Knowledge empowers. And as financial advisors, we meet our clients exactly where they are and give them as much information as they need and want. That's our responsibility.
That's right.
And it's one of the reasons why we have this radio program. Yes. Our clients told us that they want to learn more about investing and achieving and how to achieve their goals. So that's why we
Awesome.
have this program.
And of course, you came to Love 101 to do
That's
this.
right.
Okay. Thank you, Haley. And of course, thank you to JN Fund Managers.
And for persons who want further information about the terms we discussed this morning or any financial matters can call or can telephone or email or call or text us. Our email address is jnfundmanagers@jnbs.com. Our text number is 504-1719. That's 504-1719. And as usual, today's program will be uploaded to our Facebook page and on YouTube later today.
Indeed. Well, thank you so much for sharing with us today, Haley.
You're welcome, Nadine.
And
Thanks
thanks
for
to our
having us.
team members, or the rest of the team members at JN Fund Managers. And of course, this has been Your Goals Realized. Stick with us. of course, listen to what Haley says. You can listen back to the program and get the points, write down the words, and then you can call them and get more information.
That's right.
All right, that's it.